Right now, handicapping the 2012 presidential elections, a little less than 18 months away. President Obama may be seeing a surge in popularity right now, but our next guest says that might not last long. He is predicting a second term for Mr. Obama will turn on 8 states. You see them right there: Nevada, Virginia, Colorado, Ohio, Florida, and New Hampshire, if the race is tight. Stuart Rothenberg is contributing writer for Roll Call and editor of the Rothenberg Political Report. So should the president be planning a re-election party right now, Stuart?
Well, no, not a re-election party. But look, in the short term, he's getting a nice bump out of the poll numbers. I don't think they're going to last. I think we'll have attention returning to things like spending and unemployment rates, things like that. He's reasonably well positioned for re-election, but the country is still very deeply divided. I'm expecting a close race.
A close race obviously depends on who gets the nomination on the Republican side. Who do you see as sort of top-tier candidate?
Well, actually, my premise is that a close race depends on the country not necessarily being wild about a second term for Barack Obama, and in an odd sense, the Republican is somewhat less important. Obviously, if the Republicans were to nominate someone who was more ideological, more controversial, more often called more extreme, somebody like Sarah Palin or Michelle Bachmann, that would change the race. But assuming they go with one of the top-tier folks, right now that would be Mitt Romney or Tim Pawlenty, former governors of Massachusetts or Minnesota, or Mitch Daniels, the current governor of Indiana, if he gets into the race. I think it would be a competitive race because I think there are a lot of people out there that want to change. There are a lot of people that want a second term for Obama. I think that leads to a competitive, close contest.
The Associated Press recently asked readers what they think about the job that the president has been doing. I think we have the numbers. We can put them on the screen right now. 60% approval rating for the president, 39% disapprove of the job he's doing. He has gotten a major bump since the death of Osama bin Laden.
Well, every day there's a new poll. You just talked about one 20 minutes ago. I think it was a Reuters poll that showed Obama's numbers not nearly as good. There are other network polls, other university polls. One thing we aren't lacking for are polls. I think you have to step back and look at all of them, and most of them show me that the president's job approval now is up somewhere between 3 and 8 points. He's probably somewhere in the mid-50s, even though the AP had him at 60. That is a nice run over the past couple weeks, but we're in a really artificial, atypical environment. Look, the U.S. military just killed Osama bin Laden, the #1 terrorist in the world. It's not surprising that people feel good, they're enthusiastic, they're upbeat. I just think when we turn back to domestic issues, who knows what's going to happen over the next year and a half. I think you'll see the president's numbers sink back to where they have been, which is in the upper 40s job approval. Not horrendous, but not great either.
And real quickly, those 8 states that we mentioned at the top, you think those are the ones who are going to determine who wins the White House?
Yeah, those are the states I'd look at. Look, most states are not competitive. We know the Democrat. We know President Obama is going to carry New York and most of New England and California and the like. And we know the Republican nominee is likely to carry much of the South and much of the Midwest, the Republican Midwest. So we're really focusing on a handful of states here, many of which President Obama won in a very good Democratic year that he may not be able to carry again. States like Virginia and North Carolina in the East and in the South. Certainly a state like Colorado or Nevada in the West, and obviously Ohio and Florida, 2 big crown jewels. I think those are the kinds of states that the race will come down to.
Yeah, it seems like it always comes down to Ohio and Florida, doesn't it?
It
Stuart Rothenberg,
yeah,
good to have you on. Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, record floodwaters swamped